Hello, welcome to this episode of Hypnotist Exposition. Joining us tonight is Sam. Yay! It's been a while. How long has it been?
I
Like
don't know.
a
It's been a
year?
while.
More than a year, probably. Yeah.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been doing pretty good.
What's new with you?
I don't know. In that time,
In that time,
probably
yeah.
quite a bit. I've had a new movie premiere this past week.
Oh, that's
That
great.
was exciting.
That was great.
That was very exciting.
Great.
Played a superhero.
Oh, wow. What's the movie about?
The movie is about the rebanding of superheroes. We have
Okay.
a group of 5 of us, and we're trying to get together to solve a little mystery and save the world.
Oh, wow. Sounds great. But how's it different from your normal life
Oh,
role?
I don't know. I do that.
I thought it was
a lot.
more like a documentary.
Yeah. Yes. Cameras just follow me around
And save the world,
and watch how I, stop things from exploding and little kittens from high places and all those women that fall off tall buildings and just, yeah.
That's another day,
Another day in my
Another
life.
day in your life, yeah.
Same old thing.
Yeah, so what else?
What else? I don't know. Still been doing modeling, doing some shoots here and there. I'm trying to update my
Oh, yeah.
portfolio now, so I'm
That's nice.
working with a couple new photographers to get some different photos added.
That's great.
I'm working on another movie that's being shot now to be released probably next year.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Wow.
I play a stand-up comic, so that's going to be a new adventure
Oh,
for me,
wow.
a new challenge.
Oh, wow.
Always like the challenges.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
Been doing pretty good though.
what's your new approach to modeling?
My new approach to modeling.
Yeah. What's the new attitude?
Well, for my portfolio,
Right.
then you get to it's different. Usually, you go to a shoot and they tell you what you're going to wear and what your makeup's going to look like and what they want you to do in your confined space. And when you're doing it for your portfolio, you get to kind of choose.
Right.
I bought the new Vogue and
Oh, yeah.
tried to drum up, look at new fashion, new lines, and
Oh, great.
then I can create my own background, which gives you a lot more decisions. I'm not used
Oh,
to
yeah,
that.
that's great. That's great, yeah.
Yeah, it is nice.
It is.
That little bit more freedom. Usually as a model, it's just kind of, shut up and
That's
pretty.
true. So what have you, if you can shoot anything in any scenario and, the sky's the limit.
For modeling?
Yeah. What kind of picture would you envision yourself doing?
Oh, that's a tough one. If I didn't have budget limitations, there's all sorts of elaborate sets that you could do.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be cool to do like some kind of harness where you're floating or flying, or you could
Oh, nice.
do some leaping pictures, or
Okay.
maybe skydiving or falling from a big, maybe or harness so that you can do some elegant pose. I don't know, something airbound. I think would be really cool with a lot of wind and
That'd be cool.
yeah, I think that might be kind of neat with a beautiful couture dress. And,
All right. But you'll be wearing a helmet though.
well, not if you're harnessed.
Oh, yeah.
If you're harnessed and
that's
inside
true.
a building,
What those like air tunnel with the wind tunnel when
The
you're
wind
just
tunnel.
floating?
yeah, that would be
That
hard.
would be cool.
It'd be hard to make yourself look pretty when your face is being sucked back. Yeah, that might be a little challenging.
You're up for it, I'm sure.
But oh yeah, I'm up for anything.
So, what would you like to work on today?
Today, well, I noticed when I got up this morning, I had a shoot very early in the morning.
Right.
And I am not a morning person. I never have been a morning person. I noticed that I don't have a lot of energy,
Right.
but I feel physically ill. I can't,
Oh, yeah.
I get stomach cramps and I feel really nauseous, and it's really hard doing, sunrise sets are
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, perfect light.
Right.
The light
That's
is
true,
golden,
that's true,
and
right.
you have a lot of photographers that want to shoot at sunrise, and I
Right.
can drag my butt out of bed. That's hard, but I can do that if I really concentrate. But I don't have a way of getting rid of the nausea and just giving myself a burst of energy. And I don't drink coffee and tea, so I don't have a lot of caffeine that I can
Okay.
lean on that I know a lot of people do. And the thought of drinking Like Diet Coke or something that early in the morning just does not appeal, and I don't know if that would help with the nausea or I mean, it's severe cramping that it's really hard to look pretty and take a nice picture when you feel like you're going to throw up.
Different. Yeah.
Yes, so I thought maybe we could do something that would, help me in the morning, help me feel more calm and relaxed, and make my stomach settle a little bit, or give me a euphoric feeling so that I don't notice how nauseous I am or my stomach cramping or anything like that.
Does it only happens on the days where you have to work, or?
No, it only happens when I get up really early in the morning.
Okay.
And if I have to go to work early in the morning, then it will happen that, or if I go to work later in the day, or even at like 9 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Then I'm perfectly fine at 9 or 10 o'clock, but that early in the morning is.
Okay. So if you wake up early in the morning, what's early for you?
Well, this morning I was up at like 5:30. That was early. That was very early.
Was it before the sunrise?
It was right about the same time. I think the sunrise was at 6 o'clock because I had to be on the site at 6.
Okay.
Ready to go. And so right around that time, really anytime before 7 is early for me. I'm more of a night owl, and I have to force myself to go to bed early so that I can get up in the morning. And I did go to bed really early last night so that I would have, take care of any dark circles or extreme fatigue, because everything shows up in a photo.
That's true.
But yes, it is.
I made those mistakes before.
Yeah, and it's tough.
Especially like little things.
Yes.
You don't think you'll pick up, and because the camera screen is like this big, right?
Yeah.
So you don't think you see those little things that's going wrong.
But when you are a model, they blow everything up into these huge, more than life size, that you just really don't want to see your face that big, especially if there's any little dark circle or whatever underneath.
I'm sure they can patch it up. The technology exists.
They probably can, but
I've seen that.
But for my and they do sometimes for catalog shoots or whatever. But for my own portfolio, I can't have it processed to the point where it doesn't
very
look like
easily
it needs
noticeable.
It needs to be it doesn't go through all the processing. So it needs to actually look like me. If I say, this is my portfolio, when I show up to a casting, they want to see that person and not what the camera can do. Or exactly. They can make you look like all sorts of things.
That's true. So does the sickness go away? It naturally go away?
It does over time, but like this whole day, I don't feel like I'm gonna throw up now, and the stomach cramping is gone, but I still feel icky, and I felt lethargic all day long. I went home and I took a nap, and so I've gotten more than enough sleep. Okay. But I still don't feel good, and I won't feel up to par. I won't feel like I have my normal energy level until probably tomorrow, unless I get up really early again and do it all over tomorrow again. So,
how does that compare to waking up at 9 in the morning?
If I wake up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, then it's more of a natural rhythm within my body, and even though I've slept the same amount of hours, I feel very alert, very awake, very energized, like I can go and do whatever. My mind is clear. I don't have that stomach cramping, so I could get up and go downstairs, have a bowl of cereal or something. Right. Whereas this morning, if I would have, even the thought of a cracker would have set me over the limit. There's no way I could have done that. Right. No way at all. I don't usually have the nausea.
So like around 9, 10 o'clock today, do you still feel?
I did. I still felt icky. I felt.
Did you have any breakfast?
I did when I got up the second time. I came home after the shoot, and I took a short nap, and then I got up and kind of started my day, and I had a little bit of breakfast then, and I wasn't able to eat as much as I normally can, and I felt it's still icky, just sick.
Well, it shouldn't last more than an hour.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing like the unease later on in the day would be like a lack of like improper diet.
Yeah, and I
It
mean,
was just
I've
like
even,
not enough and fuel to.
Yeah.
to
and
go on.
I feel the same now that I did, when I woke up the second time this
Oh,
morning.
all right. Okay.
I feel off.
Okay.
I'm not myself.
Okay. Well, you are you sound exactly like the way I remember you. So,
Yes.
you're fine.
I
you're
sound
fine.
like that, but I don't feel like that.
All right. Okay. How would you like to feel?
I would like to feel normal. I would like to,
Well,
take away the nausea and
your definition of normal.
and I'd like to take away the pain.
Okay, so describe how you feel. How would you like to feel without
I would
a
like
complaint kind of word?
I would like to feel relaxed and
Okay.
rested, but fully aware and alert and
Right.
and energy. I would like my energy to be high, but relaxed.
Okay.
I can make myself get up and I can summon energy from as long as I got enough sleep and everything.
Right.
But the relaxed feeling I can't get to because of the intense cramping and pain in my abdomen.
Right.
That comes out of God only knows where.
Okay. So we can use hypnosis to. Is it correct to say that a lot of the unease comes from some sort of attention?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I love going to work. When I get up in the morning, if I'm getting up that early, it's usually for either a photo shoot or acting, which I love going to do those
Okay.
things. Sometimes I might go into a hospital and work a shift there, and I love doing that too.
Right.
I really enjoy all of my jobs that I might do at that time.
Right.
So I don't think it comes from stress or not wanting to be there.
Right.
But it is a physical thing that, something that's hindering me. I don't know if I'm just not wired right, or I know that I'm not a morning person, and that even if I'm really fatigued, I can hit 10 o'clock at night and be completely alert and awake and ready to go run a marathon.
Well, what you experience is like perfectly normal. Just because it's just very easily explained because you just woke up different time than before, and your cells goes on a cycle, and it hasn't just adapted to that.
Yeah, except I don't have a cycle when I sleep. Because I work per diem at all my jobs. And
If you have like a really important gig to go to early in the morning, you could try the 2 nights before sleeping and waking up on with the time that you need to do it.
Yep.
So you got like a little head start, and in the morning you would recommend you to just.
And I did for 6 years. I had a job where I was at work at
Right.
6:30 every
Right.
morning,
Were
and
you okay?
I was not
Okay.
at all.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't function all that well until around 10.
Okay.
My mind wasn't there, and it's just I feel horribly sick.
How
Horribly
much
sick.
time could you sleep on that night?
And those nights I was still sleeping like 8
Okay.
hours a night average. I was
You
trying to
sleep
sleep
through?
around 8, and I sleep really hard like a rock. My
Okay.
body is physically awake and alert, and I'm not fatigued.
Right.
It's
So
something else.
your mind, it's just like a mental thing.
It's got to be something inside. I don't know if I can just work on, physically relaxing. Cramping has to come from some kind of spasm. So if I can relax internal whatever it is in my abdomen that's cramping, it doesn't like that time of day. And it doesn't bother me. Like I'll do overnights
Right.
and work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Right.
and I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine if I'm awake at that time.
When's
or
the
I'm
next
fine
time?
if I wake up at 4 o'clock.
When's the next time you need to do this?
Hopefully tomorrow morning.
Okay, so we'll have some feedback soon enough. So what would be a perfect morning routine if you have to wake up? What time do you have to wake up tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'll have to wake up again, same around time, like 5:15ish, 5:30.
What is the exact time that you want to wake up?
5:15.
5:15? And then what are you going to do when you wake up?
I will grab my bag and head to the car and drive to the
What breakfast?
drive to the site. I have granola bars and stuff in my car.
Okay.
Eating in the morning has always made me sick, so I try to. I've
So-
gotten to the
so
point where I
what's-
can eat a
what's
tiny
the-
bit.
So the first, so let me get this straight. So like the first thing you do is you wake up, you hit the snooze button, or you turn off the alarm clock.
I usually try to wake myself up gradually. So I do hit the snooze button. I give myself, like might set the alarm for
Right.
5:02 or something, but I know I don't need to get out of bed until 5:30. So I'll give myself usually 15 to 20 minutes to bring myself out of that deep sleep into a lighter sleep
Okay.
to help me get up. That's a normal routine for me.
Okay. And then what do you do? What do you want to do?
And then I get up, go into the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, get dressed, grab my stuff that I need for whatever job I'm going to.
That's how you ideally want it to happen.
Yeah, and that is my normal
Okay.
normal schedule. And on a normal day, it doesn't bother me. It's like when I wake up between, I would say like 5 and 6 is the worst.
Okay.
The worst time for me. If I get up before the sun has even peaked,
Right.
it doesn't bother me. So it may be just in that sunrise time frame.
Right.
That I don't feel good. Not when sunset is, but it's mostly sunrise.
Okay. Do you want to feel relaxed?
Yes.
Is that what you want to feel?
Mhm.
In the stomach?
Mhm. In my abdomen, I'd like to feel relaxed. And in my chest and my head, I'd like to feel alert and awake.
Right. Okay.
Like I feel while
Well, the good thing is we'll find out soon enough. And then
Yes.
come back in a few weeks and then tell us how it went. So we're going to use the hypnosis to help you feel relaxed and focused. That's well, I don't want to say it's easy, but this is what it is meant to do. And try to use hypnosis to just program your mind to follow that routine,
Mhm.
so that you don't have to think about. You don't have to try to wake up. You don't have to work so hard to do your routine. So it will just happen automatically, and then we'll take it from there. So the objective of this is to feel relaxed and focused for it.
Mhm.
All right, we can do that.
Yep.
All
Take
right.
away the nausea and the fatigue, or not the nausea and the cramping.
All right. Okay. So have your feet flat on the floor. So hold up your arms like this. Just push down on my palm as lightly as possible. That's right. As soon as your palm touches your knee, I would like you to just close your eyes and let yourself relax. Look at me. As soon as you close your eyes, I want you to imagine yourself on a calm, quiet beach where your whole body is just relaxed. All your muscles will relax. All the muscles on your cheek, on your nose, on your forehead will relax. It's this warm, quiet beach. You can let go of all the tensions and all the worries, and just let yourself sink into the softness of the sun. Just let yourself go. still imagining the calm, quiet beach. So you can feel the warm sunlight on your forehead, on your nose, on your cheek. Wherever the sunlight touches, it relaxes you twice as deep, makes you feel twice as relaxed. You feel all the knots in your muscles and your body just relax. And let yourself go. You count from 1 to 3. When I reach number 3, I want you to open your eyes. You feel great. The moment I say the word sleep now, I would like you to just close your eyes and allow yourself to drift twice as deep, feeling twice as relaxed, twice as comfortable. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. How do you feel? Okay, a little bit more relaxed than before. More focused. Look up here. Sleep now. Good. Let yourself go. Relax even more. Feel this relaxation flowing from the tip of your head all the way through your body to the tip of your toes. You let yourself go. Allow yourself to say twice as deep, twice as relaxed. Feel your body becoming heavy, heavy, heavy. That's right. I'm going to count from 1 to 3 again. When I reach number 3, I would like you to open your eyes and look at me. As soon as I say the word sleep now, you'll find yourself closing your eyes and drifting 10 times as deep into hypnosis, and 10 times as relaxed, 10 times more comfortable, 10 times more content. 1, 2, 3, eyes open. How are you doing? Feel good, isn't it? Yeah. Sleep now. That's right. Just let yourself go. And sleep even deeper now. Good. As it counts backwards from 5 to 1, you feel your body so heavy, so relaxed. You'll feel as if you're sinking through the chair, all the way down to the floor. 5. Letting go all the stress, tension. 4, 3. Sinking through the chair, all the way down. 3, 2. Relax. Let go. And sleep now. Good. Still hearing the sound of my voice. Still finding yourself drifting and floating in this wonderful state of relaxation. Good. At this point, your unconscious mind is wide open and ready to receive positive and beneficial suggestions that I'm giving you right now. From now on, then, whenever you wake up in the morning, no matter what time it is, you'll always feel refreshed and relaxed. You feel fully energized, with a lot of focus and energy coming through your heart and your mind. The center of your body will remain relaxed. Your muscles, your fingers, your toes, even your back will feel calm and relaxed and fully refreshed. From now on, anything that may have been causing all those tension in your morning, you'll find those leaving the body right now. going to count from 1 to 10. When I reach number 10, you come back to this room, feeling great, fully refreshed, using a conscious mind to achieve your goal. Every morning, you wake up refreshed, relaxed, focused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whenever you're ready, take a deep breath in and 10. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. We will talk more in the hallway.